Good morning. My name is Jacob Folger, and I'm a sculptor and an artist, and I teach people how to do what I do. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take these rocks here and we're going to turn them into um, air plant holders. And it actually is very easy to do. Requires very little in the way of tools and supplies, and it's actually a very simple process. So I'm going to show you how to do it. By the way, we'll just talk about air plants real fast. These are air plants, and they don't require soil, but they do require moisture and need to be watered. And really, the best way to water them is to just throw them in a bowl of water and leave them in there for a while. When they're dry, they're kind of a silvery color, and when they're moist and happy, they're about this color that you see here. There's a lot of different kinds of these air plants. Some have flowers, some are colorful, but they do require a good bit of moisture. So just keep that in mind. And sometimes misting is not, misting them with water is just not adequate. You really almost have to keep them happy. You kind of have to put them in a bowl of water for a while. And so, it's real easy. You'll see once these are made, these holders are made to take the plants out and just throw them in a bowl of water, like when you're having your coffee in the morning or something like that, or your breakfast. Just do that at the beginning of every day, and then they'll be very happy. Another product, another thing that we're going to be using today is Sculpting 3. This is just the packaging. I want to make sure you can see that, okay? There's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different types of polymer clay on the market. I've used a lot of them, and I find that the Sculpting 3 brand, number 3, Sculpting 3 is a good product. It is easy to work with, and it's the one that I use. In fact, if I can't find the number 3 brand of Sculpting, I won't even buy it. So, I mean, it's going to have to be this brand, or I just don't buy it. The clay looks like this. A couple of things you should know about it is you do bake it in your household oven. You do want to knead it good when you use it. You can't just put it on a rock, and the reason why is it won't bond to it. So we got to do something to make it bond. This is GAC 100 multi-purpose acrylic polymer. This is what I use. You could probably use another clear acrylic product. Acrylic is best to work so it doesn't mess with the chemical parts of the polymer clay. The acrylic is the best because it won't break it down or do anything to it. So some kind of acrylic like this, and I'll put that on the source list. I'll have a source list on the video so that you can be able to check that out. Just pause the video when the source list comes up so you can read it and make notes and that sort of thing. And then we're going to have a couple tools. These are a couple different tools that I work with when I'm working with polymer clay. Sometimes I use scissors. We don't really need scissors today, I don't think. But so we have a couple paint brushes, and also just wanted you to know that I use both ends of paint brushes. These are sculpting tools. These are wood. I've had these for many years. They also come in plastic. You can buy a package of them for you can get a package of assorted shapes and sizes and that sort of thing for about $10. Okay, and you can get all that. Most of this stuff you can get at an arts or crafts type store or something like that. As far as rocks go, well, you know where rocks are, most likely, if you think about it. You probably got them, you probably see them on your way to work and that sort of thing. I find them all over the place. I stick in my pocket. I'm not kidding you. I like to be walking along and say, oh, that's a nice rock. Let me take that, because I use rocks in my art a lot. So Plus, I like rocks. I got them all over my studio. They're everywhere in my art studio. So anyways, these are a couple nice stones I thought would be good. So let's do that. So we're going to start first. We're going to get a little cup here to put some polymer clay. Excuse me. Put some acrylic on the rocks. So you just need a little bit. You don't need much. In fact, that's almost too much right there. That's actually probably too much. Okay. So you just need a paintbrush, and you have to decide where you want your plant. So we'll just hold up a plant here. I'd say that would look nice if the plant was up here, kind of in that position. So what we're going to do is we're going to seal the rock where the polymer clay is going. So we're just going to take the brush here and seal. I had done this earlier, so you can probably see a little mark there. This is my new GoPro video camera. I just got this today. I'm so excited. This is the first video I'm making with it. Much better quality video, I hope. It'd be better. So you just do that, you seal it, and then we'll do a couple more stones here. Let's say we're going to be using a plant here on this little stone, so we'll put it about that over here on the left of the stone in the back. So we'll put one there, and on this stone, I think the orientation would be similar. You know, I actually could see I did it there earlier because I was just kind of testing the waters and trying to decide how the video would look and all that. So I was trying to test it out. So then you definitely want to clean your brush, because this stuff will ruin it. So when it dries, you know, wash it out under a faucet. Wash it out really good, and that way you won't end up with a bad brush at the end of the day. I have a cup of water here all over to the right, and I just put it in there, and so now that brush is clean. And okay, so this acrylic, it actually dries. The acrylic that we just put on, it actually dries fairly quickly. So you know, almost by the time you get your clay kneaded, it'll be dry enough to actually be able to put your holder, the actual holder for the plant, on the rock. So all you do is you knead the clay like this. You can squeeze it, you can roll it like this, and then fold it and roll it again, and then fold it and maybe put it in a ball and roll it again. Mostly what you're trying to do is get it really soft and pliable. That's really important, especially for what we're doing here. Okay, so we've got this, the acrylic is drying, it's getting there, it's probably pretty close here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create what I call a seed. Okay, when you do a sculpture on a rock, even though you got the sealer on there and it may stick, this sculpture may stick, pardon me, while you're sculpting it, it will sometimes just pop off there. And part of the reason why is because you're not really like moving it in and putting the clay into the stone and getting it really on there. So so what I do is I have what I call a seed. So what I do is I take a very well kneaded piece of polymer clay, I roll it into a little ball like this, and I really like push it into the rock so it gets really, really, really well bounded to it, like that. And that's what I do. I get that that's my seed. Now with my seed, what I do is I score the seed with a tool, any tool. You can use a knife, you can use scissors, and I just basically score it up like that so it's nice and rough. And then what I do is I take my the part that's actually going to be the holder, and I roll a ball like this, and then I'll flatten one side, so I'll push it down on the table, as you can see that. You can see it. I'll push it down on the table like that, so it's flat on one side, and then I'll score that so that it will join really well with the seed that's on the stone. So that's what we do, and then I just push it on, And when I'm pushing, I'm twisting. Pushing and twisting. Okay? And you can actually join it. You can actually take your thumb or a finger, preferably a thumb or a finger, and blend it into the stone to make it uh, bond really well to it, even though the seed is there. So everything's really tight. I like to make things that are going to last. Okay, I want them to last. I don't want to make something and have it fall apart on me. Okay, so then this is where the holder is going to be. You can use a lot of things for this. You can use a tool like this. You could use the back end of X-Acto knife, so long as you don't cut yourself. You could use the back end of a paintbrush. You could use a pencil. You could use so you get the idea. Okay, so I'm going to use this tool here, and all I'm going to do is put a hole in the holder to hold the plant. I'm going to put it in there just like that. I want the hole, I don't want it to be really tight. I want the hole to be loose so it loosely holds the plant. I don't want to do any damage to the plant, and also want to be able to get that plant out very easily. Just come and pluck it out and throw it in the water for his morning shower, for his morning bath. Okay, I don't want it to be a problem. And then, and you can see the hole here is much bigger than the root ball roots of the little plant. And then I can just stick it in there, and that is basically how you do it. So you could do that on any stone, any rock, and it's very simple. It does give the appearance that the stone is holding the plant, depending on, at what perspective you're looking at it. But it's not obtrusive. The black colored polymer clay actually looks good on the stone, so if you see the holder, it's really not that big of a deal. And you could probably also, I think it would be nice just to do a very nice job of putting the holder on the front of the stone, so it's even more obvious, or like over to the side. So you can just play with ideas and that sort of thing. When you're creative and you're working on something, the more you work on something as far as art and crafts go, you're going to, your mind will expand and you'll become more tuned into it, and ideas will come to you as you do it. So I actually thought of the holder on the front of the stone this morning after I was thinking about it. I said, well, that would actually look pretty if it was on there. So there's a lot of things you can do. We're going to talk about cooking the clay now. You can put stones in the oven. I do it all the time. And the one thing that you have to remember is that, well, you'll find out that stones don't cool off soon after you put it in the oven. Okay, the polymer clay, that will cool fairly quickly, but the stone itself will not. It will take a long time. Just to let you know about that so you don't burn yourself. And what I recommend doing is putting the stone with the holder on it in an oven, preheated oven at 275 degrees. And you do want to follow the packaging instructions for cooking and cook times and that sort of thing, but just to let you know, for something like this, with a holder like that, about that size, you'd want to cook it about a half hour. Okay, so it's basically, the way they instruct you is that it's 15 for every quarter inch of mass. If you have a mass of clay like this big here, you figure that's, what is this? This is like an inch and a half. So that would be 15 minutes per quarter inch of mass that you would actually cook it. Now, but the holder is hollow, so it's not as thick as that. It's not, you don't have that a whole inch and a half of mass, so you have to keep that in mind. So so that's it. It's a nice little project. These are really pretty. You can find all kinds of things to do with stones, and stones are beautiful, and bring them in and put your air plants in them. And again, my name is Jacob Folger. I'm a sculptor and an artist, and I share what I do on my channel. Please like the video if you liked it, and comment. Please, I really like comments. Share what you made. Send me an email. If you have any questions, send me an email or leave a comment. And please subscribe to my channel. I have nearly 400 videos now on all kinds of how-to things, mostly art related, sculpture, and that sort of thing. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.